Akon logo plus an Akon crypto coin. Scheme. Scam. You know better than Logan Paul. You know better than all them other niggas. Scam.
So
Akon is, they ain't doing shit. Akon is finished. He's done.
This Grammy-nominated singer promised to build a $6 billion futuristic city that was sold like a real-life
Akon's a fucking liar, bro.
Wakanda. However, 5 years later, one single building has been built, and somehow there's also a bunch of angry investors who lost everything in a failed cryptocurrency project. And this is all.
Oh, you from Canada? Is Quebec Eastern or is that West?
Revolving this one building. So today we're gonna take a look at
Hey Cliff, Akon ain't shit, bro.
What in the tomfoolery happened here, because it's safe to say we have quite the insane story to talk about today. And before we dive in,
oh, that's East, huh? So you in the same time frame as us? That's what's up. I like that reach, man. All the way to Canada. That's good.
So what's wrong? It's worth understanding why people took this project seriously in the first place. You see, Akon isn't just some random celebrity making wild promises while throwing money around for publicity. He has a little bit of a track record for doing projects in Africa, which helped him get this contract to begin with. To go way back,
yo, Cliff, he really did. He took all that bread and just lived his life, bro. From what I heard, all he did was went to his like hometown and just made himself like a political figure type thing. He used all that money and shit. Like he didn't start no town or nothing.
He was born in Missouri and became a prominent name in the music industry after his single Locked Up gained popularity in 2004. However, although Akon is originally from Missouri, he actually grew up and spent part of his childhood in Senegal until he was 7 years old. So more than a lot of people, he has some firsthand experience of what life is like without basic infrastructure, like most of us honestly kind of take for granted. So because of this, growing up, he experienced what it was like living in complete darkness once the sun went down. No running water, no electricity, and no power grid. With local businesses shutting down at night, families were forced to use candles and kerosene lamps to get everything done, which was not only inconvenient, but dangerous as well. Moving forward, in 2014, after establishing himself in the music industry, Akon launched this project called Akon Lighting Africa, in which he proved that he could deliver significant benefits to these people, not only in the country that he grew up in, but also across the whole continent. And this is where things actually started to get a little bit impressive, because just in the first year, he brought solar energy to 14 different African nations. There were certainly critics who questioned various aspects of the project, especially its involvement with Chinese government-owned construction firms. But still, ultimately, it was the communities themselves that benefited the most. You see, solar electricity enabled vendors to operate longer hours, allowed kids to study after dark, and provided solar-powered streetlights, which in turn decreased crime rates due to increased visibility. So by 2016, Akon Lighting...
He was getting so much money, especially from everything he's doing for these cities. He kind of became a political figure for these nations. And it's like, he wasted all that bread and didn't even do anything with the city he was talking about.
Africa had
he just kept on like perpetrating the fraud.
Installed 100,000 solar-powered street lamps and 1,200 solar microgrids, creating more than 5,500 jobs in the process, and as a result, an estimated of 28.8 million people gained access to electricity due to his efforts. And obviously, that's not nothing. That's worth giving praise for, and it was the success that gave him the credibility to pitch his next very grand project. So when Akon announced he wanted to build an entire city, people listened. Following the success of the lighting project, Akon went on to this publicity tour in 2020, and during this, he announced this futuristic utopian city called Project Akon.
From what I understand, the president of Senegal gave you 3 square miles of land.
Well, this is the thing. I had to actually buy the land, so it wasn't gifted to me. What the president and the government are doing, they're actually laying the foundation for all the infrastructure, like the basic sewage, electricity, all the things that have to be set forth for me to build the city on top of. And they give me 100% full support.
So it's going to include roads, a hospital, houses, hotels, a police station, a waste.
He's looking at this man in his eyes and just lying. He said, send me that money.
Facility, roads.
Actually laying the foundation for all the infrastructure, like the basic sewage, electricity, all the things that have to be set forth for me to build the city on top of. And they give me 100% full support.
So it's going to include roads, a hospital, houses, hotels, a police station, a waste facility, a school, and a solar power plant, of course.
Ain't none of that shit happen.
Theme parks.
All that, man. Boat docks.
And it's called Akon City.
It's the Akon City, That's phase 1, though.
You see, the plan here was to...
Never believe a motherfucker trying to do something for good if he himself names it after himself. Like, no, I don't fucking think so. You have ulterior motives, or you know what I mean? Like, your ego needs to be stroked in some other ways aside from what you've already accomplished. This nigga is wilding.
Boat docks.
And it's called Akon City.
It's the Akon City.
Akon
That's
City
phase one,
is
though.
You see, the plan here was to build the city on a 3 square mile plot, approximately 60 miles from Dakar, or Senegal's capital. And even though 3 square miles might not sound huge, that's roughly 6 times the National Mall in Washington, D.C. And this was supposed to be, you know, phase 1 of a multi-phase plan that would eventually expand much further.
Bro, that's not even a lot, man. He could have, there are construction workers, construction site owners who could have built that shit up in less time, bro, and made a decent city, bro. That's insane, man. He could have hired the Chinese to help. Well, I don't know. I don't know about that. They have tofu concrete, but never mind.
Further, the renderings honestly kind of look promising. Modern skyscrapers here, futuristic architect, green spaces, honestly everything you would expect from a city that's essentially being branded as like Africa's Dubai and the real life version of Wakanda. And the city was designed to have 5 distinct districts. You have this African village district that would feature modern waterfront homes and a sprawling all-inclusive resort.
That shit looks so clean, bro.
Then you would have the entertainment district, which would house a cutting-edge multi-purpose stadium and a massive casino. Then you have the tech district that was supposed to become like the Silicon Valley of Africa, where groundbreaking technologies would emerge to help save the future. Then you would have the health and safety district that would provide essential services like police stations, fire departments, and
I don't know if that's practical. The way those buildings are shaped, that shit look like I don't even know. I don't know if that's practical.
General Hospital. Then you would have the education district that would offer comprehensive learning opportunities for children and adults. And finally, the Senwood district. That would be filming studios, offices, and residential spaces, all topped off with the Akon Tower, which would rise above the whole skyline. But if that doesn't sound bold enough, there were some red flags that started waving on the horizon, because shortly after the announcement of this new project, Akon also revealed that this city, it would operate with its own currency, or even better, it would operate with its own cryptocurrency called Akon. Akon.
That right there, I don't blame him for, because that's how Africa works in general. Like, everything is based off your phone over there, apparently. And that's another thing too. Like, Africa's fucking large. You can fit damn near every other continent in Africa. Just think about that.
Coin was intended to be a stellar-based cryptocurrency specifically designed for African entrepreneurs. And as soon as you attach identity to money, you pretty much know it's a scam. It was pitched like it would serve as like a more stable common medium of exchange between Africa's 54 countries, many of which struggle with high volatile local currencies. And while that may be true, there's nothing like trying to combat volatile local currencies with a speculative low-cap crypto coin. Come on! This has scam written all over it. That's just my opinion, though. And now, to be fair, Africa has a massive problem with banking. So using digital currencies and apps makes sense rather than traditional banking. But that doesn't mean that you go ahead and launch some low-cap coin and saying that it's going to be the currency of the city that hasn't even been built yet. That just comes across as a massive cash grab and scam. But just like basically everything else I cover here on this channel, it gets worse. Because before launching Akon on a major cryptocurrency exchange, Akon's team announced a campaign called
a giant Akon logo plus an Akon crypto coin. Scam. You know better than Logan Paul. You know better than all them other niggas. Scam.
Called Token of Appreciation. And this was treated like a donation drive where people could, I guess, get early
Hell no, I'm sticking to the American dollar, bro. Fuck that, my nigga. Like, no way. Currency should be backed off of the strength of your country, and let's keep it a buck. America is what, 95% self-sufficient. Only 5% of our shit is imported. That's insane. Even our oil. You get what I'm saying? Like, no, I'm sticking to the American dollar. I'm not trying to make a new coin. That's just a scam.
Coins.
It's not gonna beat the American dollar.
So donors here, they were promised
Yeah, no.
Or Acorns for every dollar they spent. So, and this was treated like a donation drive where people could, I guess, get early Acoin. So donations here, they were promised 4 Acoins for every dollar they spent. So when Acoin finally launched on major crypto exchanges in early 2021, it peaked at about 58 cents per coin. And for the token of appreciation holders who bought it early, they made about 130% gain until, you know, the thing that always happens with these coins when it inevitably dumps. Yeah, it didn't take long. The price began spiraling down roughly to 10 cents per coins. Early, they made about 130% gain until, you know, the thing that always happens with these coins when it inevitably dumps.
That's the thing though. Like, a lot of these diamonds are now made in labs now. Like, I don't even think there's a giant market for that. And then I also think, I think Russia has more diamonds than Africa do, at least from what we found so far. You know.
Yeah, it didn't take long. The price began spiraling down roughly to
Like, if me and you go over there and we find a mine and we get it operational, we're probably gonna get assassinated. Like Africa is something else. Africa is the play zone, the play place of rich CEOs. So they're not finna let you set up shop without them getting a piece. We're gonna get assassinated.
10 cents per coin, and then the
There's no way
TOA
around
holders went
that.
from like 132% gain to a 60% loss practically overnight. People were understandably very upset about this. But no fear, because
We're
Akon
gonna
admins,
die.
they offered refunds to the initial donors. And when Akon was directly asked about these refund issues, this was his response.
Are you aware of that?
Now that I wasn't aware, because I know all the people that I knew that was on record. We definitely met with everybody, and this was the agreement that was actually agreed on. So if there was anyone outside of that, I definitely wasn't aware.
And those people who asked for their money back and were expecting it a year ago, when will they receive their money?
Well, that I'm just literally on everything finding out. So I'm gonna definitely get more involved and figure out what that's about. But we do have instruments in place to make sure those people are happy, even if I gotta go in my own pocket. I'm dead serious.
You'll pay out of your own pocket.
Hell yeah, I would, because they believed in me. Why wouldn't I?
Okay. That was kind of an evil laugh. And I couldn't find any proof of him paying anyone back. So take that how you want. But he's claiming he had no idea there was problems with the refunds, which, I mean, you know.
And he African too. That
you're
shit looks bad, yo. Y'all niggas just be scamming. What's up with y'all boys, bruh? Nah, I can't hold that against you, man, because we got a whole bunch of Logan Pauls over here doing that same shit. So, and Akon is American on the low.
Some cryptocurrency project. It seems like, number one, that's something that shouldn't really happen, but if it is happening, you should probably be aware of that. Obviously, it just gets worse because the coin eventually crashed to fractions of a cent, representing essentially like a complete loss.
You said we need our own mercenary group like Metal Gear and take over a town. Useful, yo, you stupid, bro. You know how much money like that's gonna cost? We're gonna have to pay for them to do the work. We're gonna have to pay for them to be quiet about it. And then we have to pay them enough for them to be satisfied and go back to America, because they may just kill us and take over the town and run it how they want to. Like, yo, that shit crazy. We're gonna need a lot of money to ensure that. Maybe we can go to a town with some, I don't know. Maybe we can take over a town in another type of way. Like, you know what I mean? Move in, build a big ass house, just start helping out the town and shit, like the rich foreigners do in other countries, you know.
For all the investors. And currently, Akon isn't even listed on any cryptocurrency exchange.
We gotta get rich
You can't
first.
buy, sell, or use it anywhere. It's completely worthless. While that was going on over here, what was happening with the actual construction of the city? Well, if you want the short answer, nothing. Absolutely nothing.
Not a
Look at
goddamn
this.
thing.
This is an embarrassment. It almost seems like the entire Akon City project was announced and promoted so they could pump and dump a crypto coin. Keyword. Seems like...
Yeah, but Rothschilds did it on a whole nother level. Them niggas did it on a whole nother level. They went into Palestine and, or at least, you know, got it started, got it funded. You know what I'm saying? It was promised to the Rothschilds by the King of England. So that's kind of what they did. They went into a nation though, and they split it in two or whatever.
Like, don't sue me. I don't know, I'm just calling a spade over here. But obviously, remember those futuristic renderings and promises of a completed phase 1 by 2024? Yeah, there's a picture that recently went viral showing the current state of Akon City, and it's depressing.
It's
and
clipped.
that's putting it lightly.
It's done.
And apparently this building is a recreational center. An unfinished recreational center. Nice. $6 billion.
You know this shit's a scam, bro. Like, that shit looked like a prop. What the fuck? I went back too far.
Futuristic renderings and promises of a completed phase 1 by and that's...
That shit look like a prop, bro. You really gonna build a building before you build a road? Come on, son. Come on, son. That shit look like a movie set to me. That shit like some bullshit.
Putting it lightly. And apparently this building is a recreational center. An unfinished recreational center. Nice. $6 billion. And this is all they got. I've seen Amish people put up a house in like 48 hours. Meanwhile,
Wait. So that's not the cost of the city? That's how much he got? What the fuck? No. There's no way. They're saying his net worth is 50 million. So where's the 60 billion? So he must be talking about the hold on. Let me go back a little bit.
I've seen Amish people put up a house. And apparently this building is a recreational center. An unfinished recreational center. Nice. $6 billion. And this is all they got. I've seen Amish people put up a house
you're
in
talking
like
about
48 hours.
I got you. Oh my god. And government means AKA taxpayers of the nations that gave him the money. $6 billion is insane. You know what that means, right? The government, like the government officials in the nations that approve this in Africa, the ones that approved to send him money, they all knew it was a scam, and they all got a piece. You know what I'm saying? That's just insane. In Africa, the money you get don't have to be like it's not counted. It's not counted. There's like their bank systems is over there is trash.
Hours. Meanwhile,
So
this is
Akon
what we
got that
for
money.
$6 billion. But I mean, hey, at least construction has begun. The first phase was supposed to be built on 55 hectares of land, eventually expanding to 500 hectares by the end of the decade. Instead, we got one building and a bunch of empty fields. So Senegal's tourism board, SAPCO, was actually backing the project, and they were initially all in on supporting Akon. However, by 2024, SAPCO allegedly began to lose patience with the lack of progress. They reportedly sent Akon a formal notice that if the project hasn't advanced by the end of the year, his contract would be terminated. And looking at this this single house that's sitting on this plot of land, it looks like that's exactly what happened. Because according to blackenterprise.com, in August of 2024, Akon was
Last year, SAPCO gave Akon 2 weeks to begin work on the development or risk forfeiting the land in, how do you say that? Bodini? About 80 kilometers, 50 miles southeast of Senegal's capital, Dakar. Most of the land was reclaimed after Akon missed payments to SAPCO. That nigga took that shit, bro.
warned that missing deadlines and payment schedules to SAPCO could result in forfeiture of the property. And since Akon missed those payments, most of the land was reclaimed by the government. Okay, so we have this guy whose name I'm not even going to try to pronounce because I don't want to offend
Oh my god. Sodine Mamadou Mbu.
him, but he's the head of SAPCO, and he made it official. I guess instead of this like new futuristic mega city, SAPCO is now planning to spend about $1.2 billion transforming this area into a more traditional tourism hub, featuring hotels, apartments, a marina, and a promenade connecting a nearby lagoon. So the government expects a new plan to create approximately 15,000 jobs in the first phase, a figure that may actually materialize, unlike, you know, the Akon City promise. So Mayor Alpha Sam seemed pretty relieved about this new direction, saying, and quote, "May this resort serve as a model for success in Senegal, a hub of tourism and a source of economic opportunity." And Jean Wally Sine, a local school teacher,
Goddamn, Akon was out there selling the dream, bruh. Them boys say, yo, no. We'll handle it for cheaper the price, too. That's insane.
and resident, probably summed up how everyone was feeling. For a very long time, people, including Akon,
We got more people in here. Go ahead, leave a comment, guys. Let me know you here.
have been coming and trying to sell us dreams and illusions. Finally, there's a dream for Mubadeen that we dare to believe in. But ultimately, in a surprising turn of events, during
That gotta hurt.
feeling, for a very long time, people, including
Look at this shit. For a very long time, people, including Akon, have been coming here trying to sell us dreams and illusions. Yeah. It's true.
Akon have been coming and trying to sell us dreams and illusions. Finally, there's a dream for Mubadeen that we dare to believe in. But ultimately, in a surprising turn of events, during a recent interview on Mina's House podcast, Akon claims that reports about the city construction being canceled are simply media misinformation, and that despite any article, the project is still ongoing.
Listen, I got teams on it trying to combat all the negative, false information ads that these people are putting out. And just last week, we had over 23 million false ads on Akon City, just negative.
Where's that coming from?
It's the agendas, the powers that be.
Ah.
That's how
What the fuck? Bitch, what powers to be? What are you talking about?
it works.
Okay.
You know, when they want to destroy something that can change the minds or the mindset of people, that's how they do it.
It's a city. What were you? What? It's a city that now the leaders of the government said, no, we'll just do the same thing. Hell yeah, bro. He's lying. He ain't shit. He over there shaking his foot too. He getting pissed, getting asked about the same question again and again, bro.
Through the media.
So according to Akon, all of the reporting from BBC News and all the other outlets about the project being canceled is merely propaganda intended to discredit the project and discredit Africa as a whole. Okay. He's not providing specific details about the construction progress, timelines, or address the fact that SAPCO has officially stated that the project no longer exists. Instead, he's talking about dreams becoming reality and saying there's some sort of coordinated misinformation campaign against him. Akon at this point is just kind of coming across as the embodiment of this meme.
Corruption is not bad. Corruption is only bad if I'm not involved.
But if I'm part of that corruption, I defend it.
At this point, it's kind of depressing because you can just add him to the list as another person who's taken advantage of Africa as a continent, because overall as a continent, it's just sadly so disgustingly plagued by corruption and scammering. Even though it's worth recognizing all the initiatives that Akon has undertaken on the continent over the last few years, especially with his Lighting Africa project, that was not only successful.
Yeah, man, he got his cut and dipped off into the sunset. He got his money and just said, hey, man, bankruptcy.
Well, it actually helped millions of people. But either way, it is just undeniable on how hard Akon fumbled Akon City. He fumbled it so hard that it just does not look good at all. Because at the end of the day, Akon City feels like a classic case of someone getting carried away with their past success and biting off way more than what they could chew. And that is honestly the best case scenario. The worst case scenario would be, you know, a full-on scam. But who knows? I don't have enough information to make a full judgment here, but it doesn't look good. And unfortunately, I guess dreams can also sometimes just be dreams, and turning them into reality requires more than just some good intentions and celebrity status. And for the people of Senegal who's hoping this project was going to bring jobs and economic,
hey, at least the government got their hands on it and chopped that down, man. They said no, we'll take care of it, man.
So
at least so, you know what I mean? Yeah. We got more people in here. Go ahead and let me know you in here, man.